What's going on? I gotta make sure this chat is right. Put it over here. Go
I need women to know that you're not limited.
Hold it. What the hell? Oh, I what's going on right here? I'll search that. Testing. Okay, let me get started. Okay, let me get started. I don't know. I don't know who's going to get this message, but I think this just popped in my head. I think it's a very important message for young people to get, especially if you're out there working. Because what I notice, a lot of people who work don't think too much in it. Like, for instance, like I just need a job. If you're gonna go for a job long term, I think if your best interest, always look at the benefits, what they have, especially retirement. I know a lot of people they find jobs or working in jobs like they really and truly don't like. They go there just to be there. And I know there's a lot of people don't have benefits. And the thing is, if your job don't have benefits, you have to make it work for you. In other words, if your job don't have retirement benefits, life insurance benefits, things of that nature, you need to go to a bank or go on these apps and look into it where your what your needs are. Like if you need retirement benefits, like they have like 401 things like that you can invest in. Because worst thing you can do is work all your life. You work for 10, they say 10, 20, 15 years. Even if you work a job for 10 years and you decide to move on, let it be your worth when you leave it. Don't leave that job and you don't have nothing. So invest in it. Let me tell you something about me. I do live in New York. And I was working with this agency. And during that time, it seemed like it's always it seemed like you never could make enough money unless you got the real serious high paying job. So anyway, the job I had, it took care of my home and whatnot, but it could have been more. But I never forget, I called this young lady, her name is Dreamer. She said, "Miss Kathy, you put in for your retirement now." This is a young woman. She's like, during that time she had to been about 25 or something like that. I'm in my late 40s. And she said, "You need to put in your retirement." I'm like, "Put in retirement?" I said, "They take any money out of my check. I ain't gonna have no money." She said, you can't afford not to." Let me tell you something. I thank God for this young lady. She dragged me upstairs and I signed up for that retirement benefit. That's the best thing that I could have did in my life. You understand? And that's the truth, because like now I'm retired and whatnot. Like just being retired just with a social security check is not enough. I don't care where you live at. Unless well, that's something different. If you go to Thailand, something like that, and take your income. Like, let me tell you something. My income I got now, I got retirement, and I have a pension. I could take that income if I was at World Travel or something like that. I could take that pension and live like a king in Thailand or China or something like that. You understand? Like you're in New York, honey, please. They're taking all your dollars and cents and whatever. But thank God I'm blessed in a certain situation that my household needs is not it's not like that. So I'm good there. But anyway, you young people, y'all have to you have to do stuff like that there. You got to look into that. Check out a bank, a finance company, something like that. You got to invest into you. For when you decide, when you retire, that you have something that you can sit back on and be happy instead of still being stressed out and still broke while you retire. It don't make no sense. You work all them hard years and you got one check coming in. I think two or three checks is nice coming through. And especially like when you're young, the payments are so cheap. So you should jump at that and deal with that, because that stuff is great. Especially like, I know like folks that live in the South, and a lot of jobs down there they have and whatnot, they don't have benefits. And I think that what you got to invest in. And until like, okay, like some people want to be an entrepreneur, until you work your way up there to be that. And still, you need to invest in that too, because when you stop being an entrepreneur, still need something to lean back on to. Got to think about stuff like that. Young people don't think like that, but let me tell you something. In the long run, if you do the right thing while you're young, you can start off 21, something like that. And by the time you get to the age 50, or after all your investment, please, you'll be pretty well off. Take my advice from this old lady because she knows what she's talking about. It took me a long time to learn about in finance. It took me a long time. Because when I was growing up, they didn't talk about finance. But now I see that's why some people they have money and some don't. Finance is so you got to get into them finance. I mean, like I'm trying to teach my grandchildren finance, but their parents they already know, thank God, and they teaching them. And so when they get older, they'll have more in life. And that's pretty much I had to say. I like talking to hip and young folks because some of y'all need it. Some of y'all need that. Stop spending $400-$500 sneakers and all that stuff. Put that money up somewhere, and by the time you 21, something like that. By the time you 40 years old, you can go sit up there and your house be halfway paid for. Sure enough. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I pray and hope that everybody is fine. And everybody having a great day. So anyway, with that, peace and love and blessings into your life. May God keep you and hold you. Blessings to your family. In Jesus' name, later, people.